With everything that's going on in the world today, from work, your health, social media, it's a lot to juggle. And to talk about that, we are here right now at Baptist Health with psychiatric therapist Jennifer Admire. And we are so glad to sit down and talk with you about this, because this is something that plagues a lot of people. And sometimes there's still that stigma, or people don't know how to get help. So let's kind of break that down right now. Tell me, what are some of the biggest mental health challenges that you see people facing?
Well, you mentioned kind of work, balancing being a parent, dealing with family responsibilities, things like that. I think a lot of people are just feeling really overwhelmed, especially with social media. You know, we have this constant need to be connected, to constantly keep up. And because of that, it can lead to burnouts. It can lead to depression, anxiety, which can also lead to, substance abuse issues and other things like that.
Yeah, so people are sometimes trying to figure out a way to cope with all of the things that are going on. So what are some of the most realistic ways that people can take care of their mental health in their daily life?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And some of the most realistic ways are just creating small steps throughout the day. One of my favorite ways to do that is to just kind of constantly, or not constantly, but, just check in with yourself, how you're feeling, maybe take a little break, drink some water, do a little stretch, maybe some breathing, just kind of check in with how you're feeling.
Sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, harder than anyone else, it seems.
Exactly. That is 100% correct. And so cultivating that self-compassion towards ourselves is where a lot of that's going to come in with helping our mental health.
And knowing it's okay to take those breaks, because we feel like we have to be productive all the time. So with that, how can people learn to be more compassionate with themselves? How would you say that?
Yes. So I would say that to understand that our worth isn't tied to our productivity. So, rest is natural, and it's a thing that we all need to do to slow down, relax, take that deep breath, take time to realize, how am I feeling? And another big thing would be to check in with our social media usage.
Right.
How often we're doom scrolling, as they say, and to notice when we're doing that and stop and say, put the phone down for a second, just check in, stop comparing.
A lot of that. I love how you said that we tie our worth to so many other things, because we see that a lot, and sometimes talking it through with someone like you think, oh wow, you've put it into words in a way that I didn't understand. But when you say that, it makes so much sense.
Right. So getting someone else's perspective and how they view things can really, just that little tiny tweak can really help us to understand, oh, okay, I see that my worth isn't tied to that.
Looking at it from an outside perspective and realizing what you're doing is so great. And we can talk about this for a long time, but we're just kind of touching on the surface. But if you do want to find out more, you could always go to Baptist-Health.com.